Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. I am very glad to present you the report about e-learning environment today. I represent Herzen State Pedagogical University of Russia, St. Petersburg, together with my colleagues, Professor Tatiana Noskova, Professor Tatiana Pavlova, and me, Olga Yakovleva. So let us try to find out what the e-learning environment should look like today. What are its methodological aspects? This is the main theme of our report. Well, what do we see today? E-learning environment, what is it? Most of all, it is just an ICT extension of a traditional learning environment. A teacher still continues to motivate, encourage students to coordinate their activities. Actually, a teacher continues being the center of e-learning environment as well. But this situation should not be as it is. Of course, e-learning environment has much more potential, and besides, it should correspond to students' informational and communicational request. The question is, what do we have today? What kind of students are enrolled in our universities? There has been made a very high-scale psychological research, for example in Russia, concerning contemporary youth. And this research found out mental, psychological and personal changes of contemporary youth. Contemporary young people have slightly different cognitive processes from those of their fathers and grandfathers. Their socialization process also starts to be changing. They are accustomed to be within multimedia, hypermedia, hypertext environment, and this is essential for them. They are not afraid of digital sophisticated devices. So this is the reality of their behavior and their life. So the information and communication behavior of contemporary youth is different. What is the new information request and educational needs of today's youth? Firstly, young people demand new forms of knowledge representation. This is their demands and this is actually what they need from the university. They also want new forms of educational interactions. For example, social networks, internet collaboration, international projects, and other things like that. Concluding all these aspects, we can try to find out what are the requested changes of e-learning environment. Of course, lifelong learning has become a worldwide strategy. But what does it mean? It means that a learner's activities should become the center of the environment, of the learning environment. Because no one can predict what a contemporary student should know in 5 or 10 years. It is impossible to say now exactly. But we know for sure that a student should be able to educate his or herself, that a student should be able to create an individual e-learning environment based on his or her own information request and educational needs. So this is the main challenge for today's education and for contemporary e-learning environment. And here we can see actually the new way the new vision of e-learning environment. It should be not just a merely extension of traditional environment, but it should become the new methodological and educational essence. It should provide new educational effects, and it should be able to achieve new educational goals. Of course, it is not very easy to name exactly all the examples of the network educational methodology and to set exactly all the new educational objectives. But, for example, our chair of informatization of education that me and my colleagues represent, we have already tried to make first steps to set out this new educational methodology. Master degree researches that our students are conducting, they are connected with, for example, such aspects as using blogs in solving problems and aspects of educational interaction. Also, they are connected, for example, with the elaboration and design of ICT environment for an educational institution like a university or school. They are also connected with organizing school children network collaboration, for example, on the basis of wiki environment or other environments of that idea. So actually, of course, we are continuing our work, but we can say that we are trying to work out the new methodology of e-learning environment. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.